Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we'll be discussing on Azure functions. So basically in all the cloud platforms or all the cloud providers, and if I talk about major cloud providers like GCP, we have Azure and we have AWS. In all these cloud providers, we have this function concept. So we have Lambda function in AWS, then cloud function in GCP, and then Azure function in Azure. So again, we have different types of different ways through we can deploy the code. So one is like we have infra as a service, we have platform as a service, we have software as a service. Now this cloud function, or you can say Azure function or Lambda function, this is a very important concept, and it's a very new concept where like we are using code as a service. So it is a fully serverless platform where if I talk about the developer or the deployment engineer, so we just need to make sure, or we just need to focus on the code, the logic of the code, and we just need to upload this code in Azure function or any Lambda function. And this code is capable of handling a request from multiple sources, whether it is any image manipulation. So you have written the code. So the moment there is any file upload in the bucket, S3 bucket or cloud bucket or in Azure storage. So again, I'm just talking about the Azure function. So if you want to create a Azure function that can manipulate the image the moment it is uploaded on the uh, Azure storage. So this Azure function can be invoked from there. Azure function can be implemented in case of pub sub implementation, where there are a lot of publishers who are publishing the content, and then this Azure function, it can subscribe, it can execute that whatever the content is produced in different topics. So it can subscribe to different topics. Then we have, it can work as also as an API. So in API management, we can provide the REST API, or we can provide the API link to this Azure function. So we can also create fully managed different APIs based upon this. Azure function is a serverless concept of cloud native design that allows a piece of code to be deployed and executed without needing server infrastructure. First thing is, it's a fully serverless concept, web server or any configuration. In addition, Azure function can be written in multiple languages such as C Sharp, JavaScript, TypeScript, and Python. So if we want to create any REST API, if we want to deploy any different type of code, so we have all those language available in which we can write the logic, we can deploy it. Apart from this deployment, we don't have any other work, because all the scale up, scale down, it is done by the Azure function. If you want to subscribe to a particular queue, or we want to subscribe, there are different type of queues, whether it is Kafka or whether it is publisher subscriber relationship, it can be easily done. So, and again, it supports multiple languages. So whatever language proficiency we have, we can use that language and create this. So Azure function plays a very important role. It is lightweight and serverless. Azure functions are easier to write and deploy. Azure functions are fast to execute because there is no large application startup time. It's only the code that needs to be executed. Azure function execution is triggered when an event is fired. So again, event based, whenever there is any file upload in the Azure bucket or Azure storage, so it can be triggered. So it is the event driven. Azure function supports programming language C Sharp, F Sharp, Java, JavaScript. Azure function do not need any infrastructure and have zero maintenance. So it has zero maintenance. The Azure function can be built, tested, and deployed in the Azure portal using a browser. So in order to deploy, we just need to have the code. It has a full user-friendly interface. You can just upload that zip file. We just need to choose the language, and then we have to upload that zip file. Once it is uploaded, then you can just make changes in the code. You can give the input trigger from where you want to execute the code, whether it is API, whether it is some queue, or whether it is some storage management, and based upon that the code will be triggered. Then we have easy to update, and again it is independently deployed, so we don't need to make sure any decoupling or any of the code change in other website, because it's an independent code that is being deployed. So this is all about Azure function. Again, same concept is there in AWS, and similar concept is there in cloud function also. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for watching this video.